and welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Morgan and I have my own art small business called Morgan's Creations. This video is going to show you a week in my life preparing for an art gallery, and then I will also show clips of the actual art gallery itself. This was something that was one of my small business goals for 2026. The year basically just started, so it feels really good to be able to cross something off of my goals for this year, especially so soon. So I had the opportunity to feature some artwork in a local art gallery. It's called Gallery 705. The gallery is at a library and I can have my work featured for a month. This is a new gallery that they're doing, which they started, I believe, at the end of 2025. I'm actually familiar with this library. I've had my work featured there multiple times, so I submitted my application. My application was approved. As I'll explain, I had a few things I needed to do to prep my artwork, and then I dropped it off at the library, and now my work is currently being featured in the gallery, and it's going to be featured for basically the entire month of February. So it's a really great business opportunity and be part of my local art community. I told the library that I needed a couple of days to get all of my stuff together and then I could drop everything off. I keep all of my inventory and some supplies in this big tub, so I searched through the big bin to find all of my prints. I collected everything that I had in stock. I just flipped through until I found everything that I needed, and then I could put that bin away. Two of my other pieces were actually already framed and ready to go, so this is all I have at the moment. This is everything that I have at home, so everything in that stack is ready to go. This is a 9x12 frame. I took the glass off to try to see the sizing for the tiger drawing. I was trying to decide if I want to put the tiger drawing in a 9x12 or an 8x10 frame, so I used the glass as kind of like a guide to get an idea of the sizing, and it definitely is a little bit off. There would have been some white gaps around, and I don't want to cut too much off of the picture, so I decided that the 8x10 size would be a better fit. So I decided I needed to crop it down to 8x10. The only print that I did not have in stock, so the only one that I needed to order was the Marilyn Monroe print. I've never made prints of that drawing before, so I went to go order a print for the Marilyn Monroe drawing. I went back and forth trying to decide which color filter I should use, original or black and white. I ended up going with black and white, added that to my cart, and ordered the print. In the meantime, I needed to clean all of my frames. These are just cheap frames from Walmart. They're nothing special, but I needed to clean them because some of them are really dusty and dirty with some smudges and stuff on them, because some of these I had in storage because I hadn't used them in a long time. So I definitely needed to clean the glass part especially. I used Clorox wipes and Windex spray. And I knew for this gallery that my art was going to be hung on a wall, so I needed to take off the backing part of the frame. This little piece is how the frames stand up, so I needed to remove that on all of the frames that had them. And I also made little labels for them. I labeled them 5x7 and 8x10. That way I know which pieces go to which frame. They're all slightly different sizes. This is so I can keep track of each frame. After the Clorox wipes and the Windex dried off, I went over everything with a microfiber cloth just to give it a dry cleaning. That helped to get rid of any other smudges or watermarks. This is my drawing of the Marvel character Frank Castle, aka the Punisher. I drew this around April 2025. I never trimmed it down, I never cut it out, I never even framed it, I just kept it in this sleeve. And this I was going to cut down to the size 5x7, so I took one of my 5x7 frames, I took out the glass and I traced it, and then I cut it, and cutting it was definitely the scariest part. I always get really scared having to cut and trim original drawings just in case I do the wrong measurement or anything. It's always a little scary, but luckily I cut it perfectly and it fit in the frame. I did the same thing for this tiger drawing, printed onto standard printer paper, cut it down to size to make it fit into an 8x10 frame. This was actually a school project that I had to do. I believe it was freshman year of high school. We had to pick an animal. It was my first time using Prismacolor pencils. It doesn't fit into any standard frames because the margins and the ratio is just really odd. I've never framed the original. I originally signed it in colored pencil and it was really hard to see, so I went over it again with some white gel pen. Also, in the meantime, I went to pick up the Marilyn Monroe print and I went to unbox it and I was a little disappointed. The black and white filter made it come out really dark. Honestly, I don't love it. It's like really cool toned and it has some blue undertones in there. It might not pick up that well on camera, but in person it almost looks like bluish. The last time I printed it out at the same place, I have used the black and white filter before and it ended up looking fine. It looked really good with some of my other drawings, so I don't know what happened here. Next time I would definitely just leave it the original filter and I wouldn't do any filters, so that is a lesson I learned going forward. At least it fits in the 8x10 frame perfectly. I hope it looks better framed, and maybe in person when it's hanging in the gallery it'll look better and maybe it won't look so bad even though it's pretty dark. I do want to make more prints of this drawing, but I'm definitely going to change the printing settings so it's not as harsh and dark. The last thing I did was frame the rest of the prints. I also had to make labels and title each piece. The library needed me to write my name onto every single drawing and also put a title with it so that they know which name goes with which drawing. So I labeled everything with my name and the corresponding title. That way the library is able to match everything up when I give it to them. To keep everything organized, I just taped my own labels onto the back of each drawing, and then I believe the library will make their own labels and just kind of copy what I did, and they will put the labels up next to my artwork. I have 3 5x7 pieces and 4 8x10 pieces. So here is the full collection. This is going to be my first time participating in this specific gallery. The gallery is called Gallery 705. I've had my artwork displayed at this library multiple times. I wanted to feature some of my old artwork and some of my new artwork, and I also wanted to do a mix of different mediums to really showcase my talent. So I have some acrylic paintings, watercolor paintings, pencil drawings, you know, just a little bit of everything. Wow, that lighting is really bad. It's like right in my eyes. Today is Wednesday, January 28th, I think. I'm on my way now to drop off my artwork to the library. Everything is framed and ready to go. I did that yesterday, as you guys saw. I have my tote bag here with all of my artwork ready to go. I just got out of the library. It's all finished. I just dropped everything off. It took like 5 minutes or less. It was really quick. I just went up to the counter, gave them my stuff, and they told me a little bit about the gallery. The lady said my artwork will be up for a month, so I assume that means until February 28th. I will see you guys next when we go check out the gallery and see my pieces hanging up on display. My art exhibit will run from January 28th to February 25th. So a few days into my exhibit, my mom and I went to go look at it. This is my first time seeing it. This is also my first time being a part of this gallery, Gallery 705. When I got there, it honestly wasn't what I was expecting, but it was still nice. It's a pretty small space. It's a small library, so I wasn't expecting anything super huge or fancy, but I think they did good with the amount of space and resources that they had. I wasn't really expecting them to hang everything on a string like that. I wasn't really sure how it was going to end up looking, although it does seem to kind of turn a little bit because it's hooked onto a string, so it's not flush and flat against the wall. On my application, I did have to fill out a little card with my business information and my background, and there were supposed to be labels next to all of my pieces with the titles. I don't know why mine wasn't like that. I don't know if they forgot or I don't know what was going on, but there was supposed to be a label with the title of each piece and my name next to every picture. That's how the other guy's was. The other guy had all of his work labeled, and I did have to submit my labels as well, and I thought they were going to print them out and put them next to my pictures, but they just didn't for some reason, so I might need to get that fixed before the end of the gallery. There was another person to the left of my artwork who had his stuff up, so it looks like they can only do about 2 people at a time depending on how much stuff you have, and there's plenty of space for people to look around can come up and see my pictures. I think all of my pictures turned out good. At first it did look a little strange seeing my pictures kind of floating like that. You can see especially the smaller ones, the 5x7 ones in the middle, they were kind of turned because they were kind of dangling. It did turn the pieces a little bit, so if you're standing far back there's kind of like a weird glare, or the pictures might be turned a little, but I don't think they can really do anything about that because the gallery is not meant to be permanent. They rotate artists, so the setup isn't going to be super professional looking. And I do like how they displayed it. It was up to them how they set everything up, and I think it looks nice with the 8x10 pictures on the outside and the smaller 5x7 ones on the inside. So that was it. I actually just got back from the gallery and I wanted to wrap up this video. It was a very easy and smooth process, and hopefully I will be able to be featured again. I think as long as they have space available, I can submit more artwork, and maybe I could do it a few months out of the year. So I would like to do this again and feature some different artwork and stuff. So it's definitely something I could probably do again. Yeah, it's just really nice having my work out there in the community so that local people can see me and support my business if they want to. And I just love like sharing my art with the world. I feel really proud of all of my work hanging up on the wall. In the comments, let me know your thoughts on my artwork. Let me know your thoughts on how everything looks in the gallery. Leave all of your ideas, thoughts, questions, all of that. Just share anything you would like to down below in the comments. Thank you so much for watching this video. If you liked it, please leave a like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye!